Okay, let's see. Let me just see something that the live stream is doing. Okay, just right. Let's just see something here. Let's see. Okay, just changing the orientation. This is rather interesting. Okay, not sure what's happening with this here. Welcome to the live stream. This is Coach. We are talking about designing your life on purpose, and we had a bit of a technical glitch going on for a little bit. But I thought I'll come on here and just speak to the community. Some of you may know me from TikTok. I'm active on TikTok. I'm normally posting content on there, and I have started to build a community here as well because we are in an interesting time in history where we have AI, and artificial intelligence may feel like, to some of us, like it's going to take over our jobs, and you may be feeling a little bit uncertain and wondering what is going to happen with my job. So I'm just checking something here. You may be wondering what will happen with my job, what will happen with my work. And that is why I'm on here. I've worked in healthcare for several decades, and one of the things that I do to help professionals who are in a similar background to me that I had in the past is to help you to design your life on purpose, especially your working life. This is so important because when we don't design our working life, we will have to just follow with whatever is available. And now with the rise of AI, artificial intelligence, there is ChatGPT, so many tools that are online to help us to do our work better. You may feel like, oh my goodness, am I going to be pushed out of my job? You may feel like, how am I going to survive in this new age of AI? Just like in history, whenever something new hit the market or challenged or made us feel like, how am I going to work? How am I going to cope in my job? It's always the same. In history, people start to panic, people start to get afraid, and you're not sure what to do. So I want to just speak to you and inspire you and encourage you that it is not too late to start making the changes you need to make before AI takes over, because I don't know how far this thing will go. They are experts in the industry, they are experts in the field, people who that is their subject matter, that is what they study, they focus. But all of us have to have some idea how artificial intelligence could potentially push you out of a job. Those of us who are willing to adapt, we are learning how to use artificial intelligence so that we can survive the changing world of work. Yes, just like in business, an influencer that I know quite well, I've been following his journey for a long time. He spoke about this, that even business owners sometimes may not understand how to make social media work for them. So you may feel like it doesn't work and you may feel discouraged. So you have to focus on what seems like it's always been working the last 20, 30 years, right? It makes perfect sense that you focus on what's been working, absolutely. But what if, with the rise of artificial intelligence, the way we work can be smarter? Think about it. If what you have been doing has been working, absolutely. If you are able to generate new leads in your business, if you are able to bring in new customers in your business, doing things the old way, just a website and phoning people, cold calling prospects, cold calling new customers, if that has been working for you in the past, absolutely, why not? You continue to do what's been working. It just makes perfect sense. But what if you could use artificial intelligence to speed up the process? I don't know about you, but for me, I would take it on. I would be like, show me how to make it work. Show me how to do it. So an influencer in social media was talking about this. I won't mention his name here. He was talking about how every business owner needs to understand how to be active on every social media platform. In my personal opinion, if you have a business, you are building a business, make sure you have a multi-channel marketing strategy. A multi-channel marketing strategy. What that means is you are not just visible on your favorite platform. We all have our favorites, right? We all have our favorites. For me at the moment, TikTok is one of my favorites. TikTok is one of my favorites because I can go on there and just feel like I'm chilling. I can relax. I can watch some funny comedies. I can watch a series if I choose. And I will actually get some money back. I will get some money back because I'm active on the platform. So We are living in interesting times that you can watch your favorite shows, your favorite channel, and make some money. It may not be on Netflix, but it can be on your smartphone. I was doing a live stream this morning. Here is an idea. This is what he said. Somebody joined my live stream. I'm doing a 10-day challenge at the moment, helping those of you who are professionals, you have a professional background, and you are looking for better ways of working. You may be wondering, how do I do this? How do I make this work for myself? Because you've been very good at what you do. I can completely understand, and you've been isolated in that space. You have been isolated in that world. So you may not know how to promote yourself. For example, in my case, I'm just moving something here. That's why I'm moving forward a little bit. In my case, I worked in healthcare for several years. And as a result, my world was limited to the healthcare industry. My world was limited to the healthcare industry. So I don't know where your background is. I don't know what job you do. Ideally, I'm speaking to professionals who've been working for more than 10 years. And in your industry, you start to understand that if I'm going to do more, if I'm going to earn more, I have to break out of my limitation. That's what I did, because as I worked in healthcare, I started to realize that I can make a difference in more people's lives. I can create a difference in more people's lives, more families. I worked with families, supporting their aging parents. I worked with business owners. I worked with scientists across 3 different countries. So I've lived and worked in 3 different countries. And that was purely because whatever was going on in my personal life at the time, I felt like it's time to move. It's time to just either I didn't like the company I was working in, I'd done my best, I had invested, but there were some things that were not quite working for me. Either the hours maybe were too long, or I saw that there was no possibility that I will start earning more money in the foreseeable future. So as I observed that, as any wise person ought to do, I started planning my exit. I started planning my exit strategy. I want to help somebody. Whenever you watch this video, I want to think about where your life is at now, where your business is at now, because sometimes it's not even about your professional background. It's a certain mindset in your business. You work too hard. You are not implementing tools and resources that can make a difference in your business. If you don't implement those tools, you will be left behind. I kid you not. You will be left behind. Somebody else is going to take over your space in the marketplace. Please hear me really well. If you don't start implementing artificial intelligence in your business in the areas of automating some of the repetitive tasks, if you don't automate some of the repetitive tasks that you do, or you hire somebody and you pay them a little bit here and there to do that, you are going to be missing out with the companies that are implementing automation. Automation is a way to get things done without you being physically present to do that task. If I can simplify automation for you, because you may be wondering, how do I do this? It sounds complicated. I can understand. Automation is where you get repetitive jobs, little tasks that you have to do in your business to keep the business going, to keep the business moving. Repetitive tasks that you have to do. But instead of you having to do that, because as a business owner, I know when we start, you have to do everything. You have to juggle so many hats. You have to keep so many things going all at the same time. It is crazy. It is wild. Do not give up until you see the results of all your hard work. So one of the things that you could do is you can hire somebody on Fiverr. You can hire somebody on Fiverr to help you generate leads for your business, right? You can find somebody on Fiverr. You can find somebody on Upwork. You can find somebody on social media to help you do the repetitive tasks that you have to do for your business, because it's a part of your business. Now imagine, instead of having to hire somebody else that you have to hire from a different part of the world, different time zone, what if you could use artificial intelligence? What if you could use ChatGPT and software similar to that. Think about it. If you could do that, I don't know about you, but for me, I would be like, sign me up. Sign me up. I am in, I am ready, I am good to go. Because you don't have to go through all the screening process of finding who is the right fit for your company. You don't have to worry about if they will understand the culture you are trying to build, because you will feed the AI software what you want it to bring out, the content you want it to produce. Whenever you watch this live stream and you have some questions and you are thinking, I need some help and I need some support, all you need to do is, I will put a link somewhere down below. Book a paid session with me and we can do some brainstorming and look at what you're doing so that you can generate more leads, you can bring in more business, and at some point get your business to a stage where you don't have to be physically present, so that you are free to build another business, so that you have time to spend quality time with your grown children, so that you can spend quality time with your partner, with your husband, with your wife, so you can spend quality time with your aging parents, because your business is running all by itself. It is automated. Yes. And that does not mean everything has to be automated. That's not what I mean. There are some repetitive tasks that you can automate. You don't have to do everything all by yourself. It is hard work. Believe you me, I have been in this space for a while. It is hard work to have to do everything to make your business work. It is smarter to use some AI tools. That's why I'm doing this live stream. And I'm doing this live stream because, you can watch my videos here on YouTube. You can watch my videos on TikTok. You can read some of my content on LinkedIn. It's not the same as watching me real time. It's completely different to watch somebody in real time, because you can see that this is a real person. This is not artificial intelligence. You can see my facial expressions. You can see my body movements, that this is a real person. Because there are safety concerns around artificial intelligence. And that brings me to the most important topic that we are here for. That is why I have been speaking about this for probably 2 years. This is the right time to build your personal brand. And to build your personal brand so good that nobody can imitate you, because you will always be authentic you. You will always be the real you. Hopefully, if you're not one of those people that fakes their presence online. If you are one of the good people who wants to build an amazing business, but you also understand a part of building your business is getting new people to get to know you, like you, and trust you. Because think about it, in the online space, anybody can claim to be anything. Anybody can say X, Y, Z about themselves or what they do. It's a whole new different story to watch somebody live like I'm doing, and you can ask questions directly, and you can object and explain, what about this, what about that. You can get answers directly in the live stream. It's a completely different ball game. It is not the same thing. In fact, that's one of the fastest ways to build your brand online. One of the fastest ways to build your personal brand online is to start showing up in real time on a live stream. I do live streaming on a platform here, which is TikTok. Everybody knows TikTok. If you don't know TikTok, I'm not sure where you've been, but everybody knows TikTok. TikTok is one of the strongest platforms. It is crazy to me that you can be advertising your business. You can be talking about the solutions you provide in the marketplace. You can be talking about products and courses that you have designed based on your experience and that you're solving a problem. You can promote your products and your services. You can promote your personal brand free. You can promote your personal brand for free. That is wild to me. That is so wild to me. Because even big businesses who have big budgets, you don't have to do that. You may not even have, you may not, let's be honest, you will not have the big budgets that a big company has. So social media and live streaming levels the playing field for you, for somebody like you. Social media levels the playing field for any small business owner, any content creator, any influencer. Social media levels the playing field. Any aspiring author, any aspiring consultant, Any aspiring business owners, social media levels the playing field for you. You no longer have to worry if you have the budget or not. You don't have to worry about it. Because listen to this, everything is about what you believe about yourself, whether you can make this happen for yourself or not. I was watching a training session and business owners were being asked, how is social media working for you? Business owners were learning how to make social media work for you. In a training session, and here it is. When you first start on social media or when you are building your brand on social media, it will feel a little bit awkward. You will feel like, I don't know what I'm doing. It doesn't look like it's working. What do I need to do? Do not give up yet just because you have not mastered that skill. Do not give up yet just because you have not mastered how to promote your products and your services online, how to drive conversions. Because it's one thing to create content, it's one thing to put out videos, it's one thing to create viral videos too. It's a whole different game to get conversions. It's a different game to get paying customers. And that's one of the things I talk about. That's one of the things that I train. So to begin with, one of the things we're going to talk about here is your personal brand. Because of artificial intelligence, your personal brand is going to be priceless. Come back in 10 years' time and watch this video and you'll be like, she was right. Your personal brand is your game changer. It's not your academic background. It's not your financial background. It is not even how many companies and businesses you've built, because it doesn't matter how successful you've been in the past. The world is changing so quickly that you cannot even rely on past success. Multi-millionaires are actively promoting their products and services online. Multi-billionaires are promoting their services and products online. Because when you build a business, you don't stop marketing, right? And when you've achieved a certain level of success, you want to keep adding to that. You don't want to sit back and stop. So, quick question. How often are you showing up online for people to get to know who you are, which is your personal brand? What are your beliefs? What do you care about? What matters to you? This is so important to understand. Building your personal brand online is a game changer. It means you will no longer be limited by how much money you can earn, how much money you can make. Building your personal brand online is a game changer. It means you will never be limited by how much money you can earn ever again. Because you're developing your skill sets, you're learning how to work online, you are learning how to do content, you are learning how to do live streaming, you are learning how to pass the discouragement test. Too many people give up too quickly because they feel like, oh, like right now, yes, I decided I'm just going to do some random live streaming. The right people will come and join because I want to just get used to the platform, even for me. I do post some videos. You can go on my page. I've posted so many videos, many that I want to actually repurpose. But live streaming is a completely different game. When you live stream, people can get to see your face. They can see your facial expressions, that you are a real person. But videos, we can't tell if you're a bot or you are the real person. Your personal brand is priceless. You are the expert of your story. And there's some areas in all of us in our lives, we may have at some stage thought, oh, I'm good, this is enough for me. But because of changes in the economy, because of changes in the organizations where we worked, some of us realize I need to start generating passive income. I need to start generating extra revenue streams because otherwise I'll be stuck with one revenue stream. Nobody wants to feel stuck. And if you are feeling stuck right now, you are like, give me some help, give me some support. I can feel like I am going to have burnout. Or you may already be struggling with burnout. You are struggling, you're not showing up the right way at home. You are stressed out with your family. That's one of the signs. You are tired, you are exhausted. You're trying to just cope day by day. I posted a video on one of my live streams, or rather on one of my accounts on TikTok. And this is what I said. It's not right for a parent to feel so upset that they don't even want to go to work because they remember the drama they had yesterday when you're working in a toxic work environment. It is a horrible feeling to be a parent supporting children, raising adult children, and then your workplace makes you feel like a little mouse. Your workplace makes you feel like you don't have a say, you don't have a voice. I don't know what that feels like. That's a horrible feeling. That is a horrible feeling to feel like you can't speak up at work. That is a horrible feeling. That you can't speak up at work, you can't ask for a raise, you are just accepting however you are being paid. That must be a horrible feeling, and we're going to address that. Because I've been in a similar situation that's not exactly like that. I've been in a similar situation in one of the three countries I worked, where for some reason somebody didn't like who I am and they felt like they had to try and make some trouble for me. Because I've learned about the journey of life. It's not about being perfect, it's about being appreciated for who you are, that you are showing up, you are contributing. Sometimes, yes, you may not do things correctly the most accurate way. Human error is part of human experience. In all my 3 decades in healthcare, I never ever made a drug error. If I did, it was so minuscule, nobody was harmed, I don't even remember. I, I have done the police check, I've been police checked, I have never committed any problems in my healthcare days. I'm saying that to say, you can decide right now, I'm going to make a change. I don't have to stay here, I don't have to feel stuck. You may feel like, but how do I learn, Coach Meg? Where do I start? People ask me this. People ask me, Coach Meg, I don't know where to start. I don't like the job I'm in, but I don't know where to start. That's where I come in. My part is to support you to navigate safely to better. My job is to help you to navigate safely to better. My job is to help you to navigate safely to better, whatever that is. On my own journey, I designed a freedom blueprint. And if you want a copy of the freedom blueprint, some insights based on science and based on the truth of life and based on what has worked for me, I designed the freedom lifestyle blueprint. Freedom lifestyle blueprint. If you want a copy of that, just comment below and comment and say freedom blueprint, and I will send it to you. I'll send you a link so that you can download it. Yes? I'm just going to have a sip of water because let's get into it. I'm doing this live stream today because I want to help many of you who come online and you want to reach a lot of people in a short time. You want to reach a lot of customers. You want to reach potential clients online, but you are not showing up online and you are like, oh, I'm a little bit intimidated. I want to help you to start doing what I'm doing right now. Yes, I'm just going to have a sip of water. Somebody needs to hear this. People online don't care. The world that you think cares, people don't online don't care about what you are going through because everybody is going through their own challenges. This is going to help somebody. It's also known as the spotlight effect, where you feel like people are watching you and they're judging you. People are busy sorting out their own problems. People are busy fixing their own day-to-day problems. People are too obsessed with their own life to obsess about yours. Please hear Coach Meg, hear me really good, because I want you to start showing up online and I want to give you the roadmap. I want to give you the freedom lifestyle blueprint. I'll send you a link that you can download it. But I also want to help you to start building a sustainable lifestyle business. This is important. I want to help you to start building a sustainable lifestyle business. A sustainable lifestyle business means it's a business that will work for you. Now, you could say, I don't really want to start a business. I haven't got the energy. You know now because of artificial intelligence, right? Because of AI, you can now make really good money just working by yourself. You can build a business all by yourself using AI and make it work for you. So if you feel like I'm not the kind of person who wants to build a business and employ staff, I don't want to do that, don't worry about it. That is my part to help you. Yes? Now, let me quickly just check. Let me do some housekeeping. I'm normally on TikTok, so let me just check here in case there are any messages or any comments. Let me just see. Oh, this is really good. I love how it looks here. Let's see. I just want to check if there's any. Okay. All right. The Freedom Lifestyle Blueprint is to help you to build a lifestyle business that generates the revenue you want because you are no longer willing to work full time in a toxic work culture. Let's be honest, some of our workplaces are toxic, some organizations are toxic. And listen to this, a toxic work environment is not good for your health, your mental health, number one. It is also not good for your overall health. I worked in the hospitals. I have seen so many types of illnesses and diseases that if I told you some things, you will start joining what I'm talking about right now. Like, Coach Merrick, I don't want to deal with that kind of illness. Help me to build a lifestyle that works for me. When you are in a toxic work environment, it affects you in a way that you may not even understand, or the negative comments, or the silent remarks, or the attitudes. It will start to affect you physically. And before you know it, you start dealing with chronic health issues. Because there are some things that people do and say, and the attitude in the workplace, whether you are aware of it or not, if you tolerate toxicity long enough, it starts to go into your subconscious. When you tolerate a toxic work environment, it will start to affect you on the subconscious level. If you tolerate a toxic work environment, it will start to affect you on a subconscious level. People don't realize this, that whatever you tolerate will actually get worse. Whatever you tolerate, whatever you allow, it can only get worse. And what is interesting to me is there are some employees or your peers or your associates that you're working with in your work environment that behave as if it's their company. They've got this like mean boss mindset, but it's not even their company. It's not even their company. One day, some of these professionals I'm going to mention here, maybe one day they'll come across my video and they'll be like, oh my word, she's talking about me. That's what happened that day. And she was trying to help us and we didn't understand. Let me give an example. For those of you who are joining my live stream, welcome to my live stream. This is Coach Meg. I am live streaming from London. I talk about transitioning from a toxic work environment to doing your own thing or changing jobs, whatever that is. I inspire you and I encourage you and I give you the tools that you need to build your life by design. If you want to relocate, you want to work somewhere else, you want to live somewhere else in the world, you can absolutely do that. Why not? But you need the right support, you need the right tools so that you can make those power moves. Yes? So let me give you an example. Those of you who are going to watch this video later. One day I was working with an elderly patient and I took her into hospital. She needed to get some tests done and she ended up staying overnight at that hospital. I was with my client and I observed a huge argument going on by two senior nurses in that department. It was a horrible sight to be a part of. And having come from a healthcare background, I was so embarrassed because I remember thinking in my days of working in healthcare and in hospitals, I never encountered that. Or if I did, I would not just let it fly like that. Two senior nurses were busy screaming at each other. They were upset with each other for whatever reason. It was this kind of thing where you are passive aggressive at work, but one day you've had enough and you explode. So these two senior nurses were having a go at each other. It was embarrassing to see, I must admit. They were attacking each other left, right, and others were too intimidated to tell them, please don't go and find a private room and hash out your differences. It was totally unprofessional. It was an NHS hospital. It was so unprofessional. So when they finished arguing, because this is what happens in any argument, it only takes one person to get out of the argument and that frustration ends. If you are in a heated argument with somebody, there's a misunderstanding and both of you are emotionally just reactive. You're not responding, you're reactive. you have no idea how that looks to everybody else. That's your personal brand. You can ruin your reputation that you've been working hard to build for 10 years in a split second. So, what happened after that huge argument, that huge blow up in the hospital? Being a holistic business coach, I decided to go and speak to one of them. And I just wanted to give one of them space to vent. What is going on? Why? This is a workplace. It is so unacceptable to blow up like that in front of patients who are already feeling nervous, who are already feeling intimidated, who don't have the mental capacity to cope with what's going on. So one of the senior nurses said to me, they have a difference, they have not been getting along. She felt like the other nurse had decided to make her life a living hell because she took her job. That senior role that she had was supposed to be for the other senior nurse. And I remember thinking, how embarrassing is that, right? That is really embarrassing to do. Because I have been in a situation where I thought a senior role was mine, but it wasn't. It was given to somebody else. I didn't kick up a fuss. I wasn't dramatic. I just put in my notice within 30 days. That's what I did. I put in my notice within the next 30 days because I realized, what am I doing here then? If there isn't even a senior position for me that I can take on, because I've shared this before in another live stream, it's my colleagues who recommended that that I apply for the senior role. I wasn't even really interested, to be honest, because I've always been business minded, I've always been entrepreneur minded. So I didn't really even care about that senior role. It wasn't a big deal to me because I knew that would just keep me in the same environment. But anyhow, I still did decide to give it a shot. And when I was turned down, like, this is not for you, it was almost like a wake up call. Like, so what am I doing here? Why am I here? So I want you to think. I want you to think. Am I happy in the job where I am right now? I want you to think. Are you happy in the job where you are right now? If not, are you willing to be coachable and to get the support that you need to start planning your exit strategy? That's number one. That's one way to solve a problem. You get out, you walk away, you start something else. You reapply at another company, at another hospital. That's one way. Another way is to improve your circumstances where they're at. So you could be in a job where you're not happy. How can you make things better? Yes, you have to look at your professional development right now and think, how can I manage my career right now? And I know this may even be a new concept for you because you've never thought about it. You may have mistakenly thought somebody else is responsible for making my career better or to pick me. Yes, the pick me culture. If they can't see my potential, maybe I'm not good enough. No, you are just wrongly positioned in the company. That is one aspect. The other aspect is, yes, it could be you are really just coasting through, you just getting on, you're just clocking in, clocking out. You have no ambition. That makes sense why you will not be offered more money. That makes sense why you will not be paid better than where you're at. That makes sense where you'll be working the same hours. You won't be given better working hours because you are not proactive. Yes, when we are not proactive in our careers, we stay on the same level. When we are not proactive in our careers, we stay on the same level. It is important to understand, only you can design your career the way you choose. Only you. Only you can design your career the way you choose. Yes? When people don't understand this, they start to feel like a victim. No, take charge of your career. And that's why I'm talking about your personal brand. Taking charge of your career is deciding, how can I improve the quality of my career right here, right now? Because remember, this live stream, we are talking about making your lifestyle the way you choose, designing a lifestyle and a business and your personal brand according to how you choose, right? So, if you're not getting the promotion that you may feel you deserve, but you are not proactive, it's not going to happen. If you feel like you deserve a promotion, you've been in that company a long time, it still doesn't mean anything. You can be in the same company for 20 years and stay on the same level. You can stay on the same nursing level. You can stay on the same healthcare level, income wise, because you are not taking matters into your own hand. And I'm speaking to nurses right here. If you are not taking matters into your own hand, if you are not taking your career into your own hands, nobody else is going to offer you more money. This is so important to understand, okay? It is so important to understand. If you are not proactive about your career, nobody else is going to offer you more money or better working hours. You have to take responsibility. You must take charge. Yes? Take charge. Just decide, I'm going to take charge. I am responsible for the career I want. I am responsible for the money I want. And that's it. Yes? And I can understand one of the reasons why people don't go for it in their jobs or their career. You could mistakenly conclude there are no opportunities for you to do better or to take on more responsibility. That's one aspect. The other side is true. There may not be any opportunity for you. But how will you know unless you try it? How will you know what's possible for you in the company where you work unless you become proactive? I hope this is making sense. How will you know what's possible unless you are proactive when it comes to your career? How much money can you make in your current job? Think about it. How much money can you make in your current job? Because if you don't know this, if you don't explore it, you will not know that you could actually be making more money, but you're just not aware of it. You could even be complaining to your work colleagues. You may be having a right tantrum about it. You may be getting upset about it. But you have no idea because you have not pushed for it. You have not had a meeting with the hiring manager or the company manager or the CEO, whoever is your supervisor or manager. You may not know what's available for you except you ask for it. Sometimes we don't ask for what we really want because we're afraid. You may feel afraid, like, oh, if I don't get the job, if I don't get the money, the pay that I want, if they turn me down, I'm not even going to ask. You may feel like it will be too painful to feel the rejection. Yes, you may feel like it's too painful to experience the rejection. But listen to this. People who make a change in their lives, people who design exceptional lifestyles, that you even admire, it's because they were willing to face rejection. They were willing to be turned down. They are people who really think that if I make a commitment, if I make a decision, it might not work out. So I'd rather live in limbo. I'd rather be in between. I'd rather be neither here nor there. I don't know about you, but for me personally, that is not living. That is not living. I would rather know if I'm going to get the promotion or not. I'd rather know if I'm going to get the promotion or not. So it is better to try. It is better to put your best foot forward. It is better to go for it. It is better to shoot your shot. I'd rather shoot my shot in my job, in relationships, in friendships. We're in a friendship or a relationship, and I don't really know what that person thinks. You never know what somebody thinks until you have a conversation, until you put your best ideas forward. You could be on LinkedIn right now. You want to build your business. You want to attract some business to business clients. You want to attract some multimillionaires. But you are not even doing the basics. You are not showing up, right? You are not updating your account. You are not doing some research, contributing to discussions. There's so many little things that you can do to be noticed. I hope this is helping somebody. If you don't put your best foot forward, if you don't shoot your shot, you will never know what's available. Oh, this is so good. If you don't get out of your comfort zone, you will not know what's available. If you only play it safe, you'll never know what's available. Listen, rejection is just redirection. Rejection is simply redirection. Somebody doesn't like you, I know it stings for a bit, especially when you're fully invested and you've been in this relationship for a while, you've been dating somebody more than 2 years, 3 years. For me personally, beyond 2 years, it's like it gets ridiculous. It gets ridiculous. If somebody hasn't made a decision about you, what's up? Because think about it. Maybe that person wants to improve the quality of their life, and yes, there are no time limits. But you can see, right? If you're in a relationship with somebody, I'm giving this as an example. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, you mean they don't know enough? They don't know enough about you, how you think? Or are you that secretive that somebody can't really tell who you are, so they're not sure they can even trust you with their life? Because that's what it is sometimes. You are in a relationship with somebody, but you don't feel like you trust them. So why would you waste your time with somebody who you can't trust? Think about it. Why waste time in a relationship with somebody you can't trust? What's the point? Yes? What's the point? It doesn't make sense. I gave that example to also say, so in our work environments, if you don't shoot your shot, you won't know how much money you can earn. If you don't put your best foot forward in the company where you work, you will not know what's possible. I'm doing this live stream for those of you who are going to watch this later. I'm going to be back on again tomorrow. I'll be doing a live stream. I will announce, I'll put it on my page to let people know I'm going to be doing more regular live streams. These are my early days where I decided I'm not just going to be doing live streaming on TikTok, I'm also going to be live streaming here on YouTube. And if you are watching me for the first time, I talk about business and I talk about lifestyle and I talk about designing your life on purpose. That you are a business, you are a personal brand, whether you're aware of it or not. Yes, so I am a coach for those of you who want to create some transformation in your life. You want to make some changes. You need to rearrange your time. You need to start doing some things so that the quality of your life becomes better. Yes, and it may not even be about improving the quality of your life. It's about you want to enjoy life more. You want to travel more. You want to write books. You want to start designing an autobiography. You want to start creating a legacy program so that at some point, someday, you'll be like, I'm so glad I had courage. I'm so glad I got out of my comfort zone. So that's a legacy program. And that must be structured by you. That is up to you. Yes? So when it comes to your personal brand, let me add a little bit more to that. Your personal brand is, hear me when I say this, your personal brand has to be your most prized possession. Your personal brand is the most precious thing about you. You may not have heard this anywhere from anyone, or if you've heard it, they have a different perspective. Here is my perspective. Your personal brand is you, who you really are at the core, what you believe in, what you care about, what matters to you, how you spend your hours, the kind of discussions you want to be a part of. That's your personal brand. And your personal brand is fluid, it is not fixed. Your personal brand is fluid, it is not fixed. When I worked in healthcare, I had a certain identity around healthcare. When I walked away from healthcare and switched over to now working online and now working as holistic business coach, it's a completely different approach. It's a completely different way that I show up online. Your personal brand is the real you. And I have a way to help you understand this and apply it in your own life. I have a template that will help you to understand what your personal brand really is, because you may not know. Yes. If you want a copy of the templates, let me know. I'll send it over to you. A template to help you design your personal brand. Yes? Because from that, you can figure out what you need to be doing next. Because life is best lived forward. Ooh. Life is best lived forward. I need to repeat that. Life is best lived forward. This is so good. I'm going to repeat that again. Life is best lived forward. Life is best lived forward. Let me expand on that. When you are looking backwards, you may lose confidence in your abilities. When you are looking backwards and you're only amplifying your mistakes and your flaws, you will not have the courage to design your life on purpose. I hope this is making sense. When you are looking at your life in the rear view mirror, from that perspective where you like that, can you see it? Even it hurts your neck actually. That's why when we're driving we focus forward. Yes, when we are driving on the motorway, we don't drive with our head looking back. There's tools, there's software, there's mirrors. Yes, we are looking forward when you're driving. Nobody drives looking, except you're checking your mirrors, right? You're making a turn on the road. You want to make a turn, you look in the side mirrors. But nobody drives by looking in the rear view mirror like that. Nobody drives like that. It doesn't make sense. It's like, are you crazy? Are you trying to cause an accident? Somebody will call the police, and before you know it, the police stop you and now you're in trouble because you're going to cause problems for others. So it is in real life. People who live in looking at the rear view mirror, when you are always looking backwards, you may not always look at your history, your story from the right perspective. Working as a coach, I have seen this over and over again. When somebody is only looking at their life based on their flaws, their mistakes, what they haven't done right, what didn't work, when you are looking at your life from that perspective, it can be nigh impossible. It can be almost impossible to design your best life. It can be impossible to design your best life when you are looking at your story so far from a negative perspective. Oh, I wish I was there for my kids. Oh, why didn't I spend more time studying while my kids were going to school? I was wasting my time as a parent. You can be telling yourself all these ideas in your head, right? That I'm a bad parent. And as long as we are looking at our story, our journey so far from a negative perspective, it can be almost impossible to move forward. That is how you get stuck. Okay. But what if I give you a proposal and I'm like, listen, based on what you have experienced so far, your life journey, I have some ideas that will help you to actually start making some money, build a business around your life experience so far. If I came and offered you that idea, there's only one of two reactions. You'll be like, oh, I don't know what she's talking about. I don't know who you are. I'm not sure that can work. You can be really suspicious and think like, what is she talking about? That can't work for me. Or the other perspective would be, okay, let me give this a shot. How much time do I need to spend minimum so that I can give this a try? I'm going to shoot my shot. So that would mean, well done. I tell you what the resources are, what you need to do, the paperwork you need to do, and then we start on that journey. You don't have to even work with me. My part is to give you the roadmap that you can follow day to day. You can follow once a week and plan for where you want to go. Because one of the things that you will do is learn how to audit your skill set according to how the marketplace works. Yes, people miss out on this, especially working professionals. Working professionals really struggle with this. Because of your experience so far in the past, you may feel like, I don't want to look an amateur. I don't want to look silly. I don't want to embarrass myself. So it may feel like it's better to stay in your comfort zone, but you know it's not comfortable. It's a comfort zone in the sense that that's where you've been. You know the space, you understand the industry, you know how to go to work with a blindfold. You can drive to and fro from work on autopilot. You have no idea you got to work in the evening. You can't even remember which routes you took. You can't even remember if you took the motorway to get back to work. You're living life on autopilot. Yes, that is one way to live. Another way is to decide I am going to learn what it takes to change my way of thinking so that I can actually start earning while I'm learning. And that is my offer to you. If you want to learn how to earn while you learn, comment below because I've written out another comment earlier on. But for this part, if you are watching so far, I want you to comment, earn while I learn. Because your program that I will guide you what to do will be different from somebody else, yes? How do you earn while you learn? Let me explain it. Let me break it down so you have an idea. Oh, this coach can actually help me. She explains it. Say, for example, you worked as a registered nurse or as a doctor or as a physiotherapist or as a social worker. And you have done this for 5 years, 10 years, ideally 10 years, because 10 years is mastery level, really. If you have been in a certain job and you've been going every year, every day, every week, you have a few holidays here and there. If you've been in that space for over 10 years, you're good. You can start working part-time online while you are still holding on to the full-time job. And by the way, we are all different. You may not even want to leave your job. You may feel like, I'm good, I don't need to leave. You may enjoy it, but you may want maybe to buy a house. Like in the United Kingdom, in London, there's a lot of people, middle income, that it can be difficult to buy a house. And you can hear everybody complaining about it. Decide for yourself. I know it's difficult to buy a house here in the UK, US, Canada, Australia. That is expensive. But if I start working online, if I build my brand online, like Coach Med is talking about, I can actually generate the amount of money I need to pay for a deposit for my home. Yes? Starting your own business, doing your own thing has such a huge advantage, you can't even count. It's got such a huge advantage. You no longer have to worry about your credit report because as you start building your personal brand, as you start building your business, as you start building and generating your revenue streams, you can repair your credit. Come on. You can repair your credit. Come on, let's talk about it. You can repair your credit. I'm just having a sip of water. Life is best lived forward. Life is best lived forward. Nothing to do with the past, just forward where you want to be. Because you have decided, listen to this, we all decide the future that we will experience based on what we are doing day to day. We all decide what our future will look like based on the decisions we are making day to day. In my case, I decided I want to be a content creator. I have all these different ideas and I realized being a content creator is what I really love and I want to go for it. But I also used to work as a registered nurse many years ago in 3 different countries. Over 3 decades. It's interesting, the numbers rhyme. Ooh, the numbers rhyme. I no longer rush to the hospital for work, look after my patients. I enjoyed my healthcare days, don't get me wrong, it was amazing. But I don't live in that space anymore. I no longer work in that environment anymore. So my routine is different based on where I have chosen I want to be. Based on where I have chosen I want to be, that's how I live day to day. Sometimes professionals overthink it. You are like, oh, maybe when I make a certain amount of money, then I'll be able to leave that toxic job. What if that toxic job is what's causing you to actually not get out of your comfort zone? Because you haven't given yourself a time frame. You haven't decided that in the next year I need to move on. Be kind to yourself. Have some compassion. Don't rush. Like I said in my example, I already knew, by the way, at the time I left my full-time job at Bupa, I knew that I can sell online. I was already doing drop shipping. I was already making handmade jewelry. I was already selling on Etsy. So I knew that, but I didn't really have a big plan. I didn't have a big plan when I walked away from what I felt was a toxic work environment. I just realized, what am I doing here? What am I doing here? I want to help somebody as you come and watch this video. Yes, that life is best lived forward because you start to get excited about the future. All that negative energy where you have been feeling, I don't like this place, Suddenly you start getting excited. Somebody posted on LinkedIn how while he was working his full-time job, he, whenever he got a chance at work, a break, whenever he got a break, whenever he got a chance to take a break at work, is what I'm trying to say, he would be writing content, he would be writing emails, he would be posting on social media. 5 years later, he was able to walk away. 5 years later, he was able to walk away from that job. Now, you may not want to wait 5 years. You may want to in the next 6 months, in the next 90 days. Let's work on a plan because all of us are different, right? So your plan may not be realistic because part of the coaching that I do is to support you to make sure that we are designing a program that is sustainable. So you want to give yourself a minimum of 6 months. Give yourself a minimum of 6 months. If according to your lifestyle, your working hours, the kind of pressure that you have in your work, it may mean that you give yourself a whole year before you can transition into your lifestyle business, before you can transition. Okay? Welcome to my live stream. This is Coach Meg. I am live streaming from London and I talk about transitioning from a toxic work environment to doing your own thing. I am a holistic business coach. I have worked in healthcare for 3 decades. I love working online. It is the most amazing experience and I help others to do the same. I have found working online is the best way to get back what may feel like lost years, where you were working too hard and only getting paid peanuts. That's a topic to be said for another day. But here it is. Life is best lived whole. So when you are working on a bigger goal, you're working on something that will control that, your lifestyle that you choose. When you decide, you know what, I don't need to be in a toxic work environment. I don't need to work in a place where I'm not appreciated. It's just about learning online skills. Yes. It's not just learning online skills. It's more importantly to be building your personal brand. Okay. Because your personal brand is priceless. Your personal brand is priceless. Your personal brand is priceless. Don't get me wrong. Do not miss what I'm about to say on that. Your personal brand is priceless. Whenever you come and watch this, your personal brand is priceless. Those of you that are scrolling through, I hope you pick up something that will be helpful to your business and to your work. I talk about automation, building a business that supports you and helps you design the life that you choose. Yes, so let me just pause a little bit and see if there's okay, no questions there. I came in a little bit later, but no problem. Just checking something on there. Okay. Your personal brand is a game changer. Your personal brand is who you are, what you care about, what matters to you, what is important to you. That's your personal brand. Your personal brand is priceless. Your personal brand is worth so much more. Your personal brand shows up on a regular basis online. Your personal brand shows up every single day. And if you're like, that sounds overwhelming, I don't want to do that, I will guide you on an on-demand self-paced program that you can follow in your own time. You don't even have to work with me. And if this is something that you're interested in, you're like, Coach Meg, I need some support, just comment at the bottom of the video whenever you watch this. Just comment and say Freedom Lifestyle Blueprint and I'll send it to you. I'll send it to you. Yes, I'll send it to you. Because I want you to be able to look at the template that I design and create and then help you to now, using the template and the guidance, help you to design the life that you want to do every single day. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Because our working life is such a big chunk of our days, right? Our working life takes a big chunk of our days. So imagine working in a place that you are miserable. That is not fair on yourself and it's not fair on others. When you are in a working environment you don't enjoy, that is not fair on yourself and it's not fair on others either. So Coach May comes along and says, you know what, let me guide you, let me support you. Let me guide you in learning how to make money online. Let me show you how to start generating content online that converts into money. It's not just about getting new leads. It's not just about getting new customers. You want conversions, okay? And some of you, the challenge could be creating content that is useful, that is helpful, that eventually gets you leads. Yes, you may be on LinkedIn, you're watching this video and you are like, okay, I don't know what she's talking about, but this is kind of making sense. On LinkedIn, you want to start posting on a regular basis. If you really want to work with other big businesses, you want to be posting on LinkedIn several times a week. I never came across this tip ever in my days of being on LinkedIn. And I've been there for a while. Some of this knowledge, people gatekeep knowledge because some understand people don't take advantage of the knowledge that is available for free. So if you want to work with big businesses, you are a personal brand and you need some support to tweak your LinkedIn profile because it doesn't look professional, you're not sure what type of content you need to be posting on LinkedIn, get in touch with me. I've got a roadmap to guide you and you can follow and pace yourself so that it works for you. I have been on LinkedIn for a while now. I think I'm sitting just under 700, not just under, just over 670 followers on LinkedIn. Yes. Then I'm also on Pinterest. I'm also on Facebook and I'm active on TikTok. I'm also active on my email list. I'm active here on social media. As you can see, I'm live streaming right now. Your personal brand needs to be visible. If your personal brand is not visible, forget about it. It's like, what's the point of building this whole house and then you don't live in it? It doesn't make sense, right? What's the point of building an amazing lifestyle but you don't live in it? So one of the things that I coach and I guide my audience is make sure you have a strong presence online. Make sure you have social media accounts that are up to date so that you can attract your ideal audience. Yes? So you can attract your ideal community, the people you want to talk to, the people that you care about. Yes, so that's one of the important reasons. Another reason is it's because it matters. There's somebody looking for your type of solution. Somebody's got a problem in the marketplace and you want to help them, but they don't know about you. But because you are showing up online, your content is being redistributed regularly every week. That person, that customer of yours is going to find you. Otherwise, you are leaving money on the table. If you are not active online, you are a business owner, you are not showing up online on a regular basis, you are leaving money on the table. There is no shortage of money in the world. I know you may not have heard that wild idea before, but there is no shortage of money in the world. There isn't. If you have a product and a service that somebody needs, they will pay you. And voila, there's the money. And imagine deciding how much money you want to make. Imagine deciding how much money you want to make. Imagine this, deciding how much money you want to make. Imagine deciding how much money you want to make. No limits, right? No limits. I will not limit how much money I make online. I make some money, but I want to keep making more money because I want to make a difference, not only in my life, but in those that matter to me. Yes, to those that matter to me. To those that matter to me. When you are not showing up online on a regular basis, you don't have enough content that is being redistributed that people can consume in their own time, you are missing out on good money. You want your customers to be consuming your content in their own time. That's another aspect to this. Yes. You want people to be consuming your content even when you are somewhere else in a different part of the world. This is how good live streaming is. This is how good live streaming is. Anybody can start live streaming. This is free. I'm live streaming here on YouTube and it is free. I'm not paying anything. That is a wild idea. If you are business minded, that is a wild idea. That you can start reaching your ideal audience and customers through free social media platforms. That is a wild idea. But you may feel like, I'm not sure how to structure the content. I'm not sure how to, whatever that challenge is. That is why I'm showing up on here so that you can see some things you can learn just by observing. And then other things, get in my DMs. We will talk about it. We'll develop a strategy and give you a 6-week program. A 6-week program, yes, where you are actively developing your social media skills. Because even as a business owner, you have to have some understanding of how social media works, how to make it work for you, so that when you hire somebody to help you, you already have an idea. Don't forget that. That's a very important point. You don't want to hire somebody else who, when it comes to business anyway, when it comes to generating leads, updating your profile, all these things, you want to have some idea how to do it yourself. The only reason you're not doing it is because you are busy with something else. That is one way to look at it. Yes, that is one way to look at it. Life is best lived forward. Life is best lived forward. There's a lot of negativity in the world. There's a lot of things where you can't do anything about it. It's the life we live in. We live in a world that is flawed, it's broken, and there's so many different issues. But you still need to be able to focus on what you're working on. You still need to be able to create and design a lifestyle that is sustainable. Okay? A lifestyle that is sustainable. You still want to build a lifestyle that is sustainable no matter what is going wrong in the world. We still need to know how to sustain our lifestyles no matter what is going south, no matter what is going wrong, because that's the only way we can really make a difference in the world anyway. Not when you're falling apart. No, that doesn't work like that. Anyhow, I'm going to be wrapping up this live stream session. This has been good. It is good fun. Whenever you watch this live stream and you have some questions, like I said, comment below if you want the Freedom Lifestyle Blueprint, how I worked in 3 different countries, over 3 decades in healthcare, and discovered a better way to do life and to work, how I had to confront my fears and start working from home and start doing life by design, and how I started to recover my lost time and years I felt at the time. Come on this journey. Let me support you on the journey, because I realized at the end of the day, I had to empower myself. There was no need. Blaming anybody else wasn't going to help me in any shape or form. I decided to take charge of my lifestyle and my career. Yes, I decided to take charge of my lifestyle and my career. That is why I am like a coach for you, like a business support for you, somebody who helps you to get to where you want to go. Because listen to this, your personal brand and showing up online, social media, it is the majority of that, the majority of your challenge or obstacles is psychology. Yes, the mindset, mental blocks. Yes, when you're not even aware, subconscious programming that you may not be aware that you are doing life on autopilot. I completely understand what that is like. I was doing life on autopilot, driving to work, doing nights, back and forth, go to work, come back again, nights, for a long time. For a long time, I was living on autopilot. And it is fair to say I had a fixed mindset. It is fair to say I had a fixed mindset, so I can understand. Until I decided, no, I am responsible for making the changes I want in my life. I have to overcome my belief system. I have to rewire my brain. I started to understand I have to reprogram my brain. Don't you just love it? We have neuroplasticity. I was doing my own neuro rewiring before I would watch YouTube. I was rewiring my brain before any any expert was talking about it on YouTube. Because think about it this way, we can't wait for experts sometimes. Sometimes we have to follow our gut instinct. What do I need to do? Yes. Have you heard the story about ants? Ants don't always need a leader. Ants actually don't need a leader. They understand what they need to do in every season. Ants, A-N-T-S, understand what you need to be doing in every season. Because whether we are ready or not, listen to this, whether we are ready or not, life is happening. Ready or not, life is happening. Whether you're facing bankruptcy or not, life is happening. I want to empower you. Whether that company you're working for is about to shut down and everybody made redundant, whether you are ready or not, that is going to happen. Because that company has looked at its finances, and I know it sounds like a very strong statement. I want to help somebody. Whether we are ready or not, if a company is not working, at some point the owner is going to decide to shut it down, and that company is going to be completely out. But think about it. That is also going to impact you. It's also going to impact your children. Yes? I had to start learning all these things as I worked in the NHS, as I worked in the different private hospitals. I realized the way I live my life is up to me. The way I earn my income is up to me. It's not really about the hospitals. And by the way, I've always had an entrepreneur mindset. When I work with these organizations and companies, I'm working with them. I agreed how much they pay me. I agreed when they pay me. Hmm. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? So I have no hang-ups about, oh, they didn't pay me enough money. Listen, guys, you may not understand how to reframe your story. They tell us how much they want to pay us. Those companies, when we work with them, the organizations, they tell us how much they can pay us, and we agree to it. Because that's how it's like going in somebody else's house. That's how they do things. You are a guest. Ooh, hoo, hoo, this is so good. You are a guest. Yes, you are contributing to the overall picture. You are contributing to the income. You are contributing to the growth of that business. If you even understand sometimes how you do. But at some point, you will decide, I no longer want to work here. We are free to leave anytime. Sometimes I wonder, that is why people decide to pay a certain amount, because you are free to leave anytime anyway. So they decide to pay you just enough to keep you. And if you decide to go, that company won't fall apart. They can hire somebody else. We need to understand how capitalism works. Yes, we need to understand how to navigate the working environment so you are not left stranded on the streets. We need to understand how to make life work for ourselves. So we have been talking about designing your business life and your working life by looking at your personal brand. I haven't even touched the half of it. But if this is resonating with you, you have been listening to what I've been talking about, and you are like, this is really helpful, this is making sense. And maybe you are even getting like, oh, I don't know. You may even feel triggered, like, that's upsetting, that's annoying. Listen to this. There's a reason why that could have triggered you. It's because you are ready for something better. It's because you are ready for something better, that you deserve better. Whenever we feel pain, it's a sign we need to start making different choices. Whenever we feel pain, we have to think, I need different choices. We need to make different choices. In my healthcare days, if any patient is in too much pain, we would have to work out which is the best pain management treatment for them. I've worked with patients on life support, a department that most nurses, they'll tell you, it's not an environment anybody wants to work in, because it had this environment where you had to learn how to think on your feet under pressure and to still be cool, calm, and collected, not coming unhinged at the seams, falling apart like you can't cope. So I come from that kind of background. And I'm so grateful because I'm one of those people, when I'm at work, I am fully present. I wasn't flying through my job. No, I was always fully present. So I learned how to function under pressure. So now in the business space where I'm doing something different, I'm good. You have this strategy, this plan, and it doesn't work out. Like, okay, what's another way to sort this out? It's not always like that. There are some days I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I calm myself down, like, come on, you know how this works. Let's analyze. Let's look at what you've done so far. Let's look at your traffic. Where are most of my clients coming from? Is it something I need to change in my content? Do I need to change the delivery? And listen to this. Starting your own business, building your own business is the best personal development journey that you can ever go on. Building your own business is the best personal development journey you can ever go on. So if you live in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, you're part of the diaspora, or you're not, you work in healthcare, you're working long hours, you've been working for years, and you've been looking for alternatives, or you are in a different profession, but you are a working professional. You work really hard. You've already got a full-time job, but you're looking for better opportunities. Come on board. Let's look at what you do so far, and let me support you to design your personal brand, and start generating income online on your terms, how you choose. Let's look at what you do and create a strategy that if you are willing and you are determined and you are willing to be consistent, within 30 days you will notice a difference. Within 90 days, you'll be like, yeah, I can see that this is good for me. Because remember, it's 80% psychology, 20% technical skills. It takes a while to believe in your new skill set. And remember, when you're going through a new learning program, your brain at first will be like, what's going on? You'll feel resistant, you'll start feeling discouraged, you'll start feeling like. But at some point, your brain is going to adapt, your body is going to adapt to your new identity because there is no proof that we are changing our lives or that we are evolving or that we are growing until we start doing something different. There is no proof. People can talk all they want. People can glamorize life. They can talk about somebody else's success. But as long as you are not doing a new action every single day, if you are not involved in a new activity every single day, especially an activity that will move your business forward, that will help you to accomplish your goals or whatever that goal is for you. I'm not even going to put any numbers because we are all different, right? If you are not working on a new activity every day, nothing is changing. Because when our body sees that you are doing something else, your whole body starts to support you. Isn't that weird, the way our bodies are designed? When you decide, I am taking on new activities every single day and just a minimum of an hour every day if you want. If you are really ambitious and you can make it happen, 2 hours every single day. You can do 2 hours every single day doing social media marketing, generating content, yes, updating your blog, updating your website, doing live streams, whatever that thing is, that's my part to support you to design that. Before you know it, in 30 days, in 60 days, you'll notice a difference. You will notice a difference. You'll notice. I remember when one of my clients, that wasn't even online. It was offline. I decided I'm going to be working with clients in the community. Yes, I'll be coaching families to support them while they're navigating all the challenges of an elderly family member. Or maybe the family member is struggling with mobility issues or chronic medical issues. I decided this is something I'm going to do because I didn't want to go back to working long hours. I didn't want to go back to working nights. I understood the impact on my health long term and my bank account. So I remember when one of my clients, I started working with them, I set up an invoice, I had everything done, did the work, and they paid me. It was almost like it felt illegal. It felt illegal to be paid that amount of money that I had never been paid over 2 decades by one client. I had never been paid that amount of money every week, every month in 2 decades that one client paid me in that one week. I hope you're getting the numbers correctly. Yes, I'm explaining. It felt illegal for a client. It felt illegal for a client to pay me in a week what I had never been paid in all my years in healthcare over 22 decades. In all my years in healthcare, I had never been paid what that client paid me in one week. I never earned that amount of money every week when I worked in healthcare full time. But I made the decision. I made the decision. This is not how I want to work. Did I have setbacks? Of course, that's a part of the journey. That is why we learn resilience. I had some challenges, but listen to this. When you have setbacks and you are building your own business, you are building your own revenue streams, you are designing your own life, it's a completely different mindset. It's a completely different mindset than when you are working for somebody else and they are paying your check. You have to be mentally strong. You have to be willing to become mentally strong and to believe that my efforts are going to work out. It is a completely different mindset when you are launching and building your own business. I want to help somebody here. It's a different mindset. Yes, and that's how we grow, because when you are doing your own thing, you're facing different challenges. It's a completely different mindset than somebody who's never done that before. So listen, as you have been watching this live stream, I hope this has been helpful to you. Remember, working online can be a game changer. Working online is fair game for anyone. It doesn't matter what your background is. If you are willing to learn new skills where you are showing up online and you decide, you know what, it's my turn. I have worked hard, especially if you're over 40, you're over 50, you're over 60, you're over 70, you're over 80, you can start building a strong presence online. You can start going on Instagram, doing basic things like gardening. You can start doing cooking. You can start inspiring others, talking to young people to learn from their mistakes that you made. That you don't make that mistake. I made that mistake. Do this instead. Don't worry about it because you are like, I've learned from my mistakes. It's not too late. I can help somebody else from the mistakes that I made. So that is you building your personal brand. There is no age limit. There is no age limit. Anybody can start. Because remember this, even in later life, you must still choose you. Mm. Choose you. You worked hard. You don't have the money to show for it. Let me help you. Let's do this. Yes? You feel, I remember when I was walking away from healthcare, like, wow, all that hard work, and it feels like I've got nothing to show for it. I knew what that is like. By the way, you know that it's a trauma response to stay on minimum wage, right? You understand that it's trauma response where that's where you feel safe, and we'll expand on this on another video. I'll be back again tomorrow. I'm doing a live stream. I've given myself a challenge. I want to be doing this live stream every single day. If I miss a day or two, I will be back on. And you can watch me do this journey. You can learn on the journey because I've already got the content over working in healthcare over 3 decades. I've already got the content, the life experience, the work experience. But I decided, even if I'm happy with what I'm doing, I'm just going to do more. Because there's something about doing something for yourself that is a game changer. So if anything resonates with you, you are like, I need some support. I need to change my working hours. I want to start part-time. I want to become more confident on YouTube. I want to become more confident on live streaming. Coach Meg, can you help me? Absolutely. Let's connect and let's get to work. All you need to do is comment down below at the bottom of my video somewhere. I'm not sure where. In the comment section. Comment in the comment section. Freedom Lifestyle Blueprint. Yes, don't forget. Comment Freedom Lifestyle Blueprint. And I'll send you a roadmap that you can use as a template to help you to look at your skill set, to understand how you can reposition yourself in the marketplace and design your working hours as you choose. Yes, as you choose. And I will be on the other side of the email. If you face any challenge, you will email me. I'll explain all this. Yes, I'll explain all this in the email. So make sure you comment below, Freedom Lifestyle Blueprint, and I will send you a template to help you to work through that. And then let's get to work. Yes. And this is for you if you are a hard-working professional. You work really hard, but you feel like you've got nothing to show for it. You feel like, I am going to retire broke. I'm going to have to go back to some remote place somewhere where you don't even know what people are like. You may feel like, oh, I'm going to be struggling, but some people may be looking at your retirement as an opportunity for them. I've heard some really sad stories, how some people almost, they would not be here anymore, except they had a family member that was willing to fight for them. Yes, you don't have to necessarily retire in an area where you grew up because you don't know. It may not be the right place for you. It might not even be the right place for you for reasons I'd rather not even mention on here. Okay, so I hope this is helpful to you. I hope you take charge of the advice and the tips that I'm giving you, that you don't have to be working a job that you no longer like, that is not supporting the lifestyle you want now. Get in touch. If you work in healthcare, if you are a registered nurse and you're like, I don't want to be working like this all my life, just make a decision. Yes. And all you need to do is get in touch with me, leave me a message, comment below. And I think I've also got my email address somewhere there on my account actually here on YouTube. So I will connect with you. I'll get back to you. I'll put you on my diary, on my calendar rather, and then we can book a session. So by the way, don't forget to download Zoom. If you want to work with a coach, you want to work with me, don't forget to download Zoom, and make sure you also have a Gmail address, because I like to use Google Meets to do our trained paid sessions online. Google Meet works really well for me at the moment. I also use Zoom sometimes. I can also use WhatsApp, but I don't use WhatsApp except for those that I've got to know a little bit better. Okay, so appreciate you. This live stream is over. I'll probably come on again tomorrow, definitely. If I miss a day or two, I will be here. And I'll also post other content if you have some questions and you want to ask about working life, confidence, courage, moving forward, how to make money with social media. I got you. Bye for now.